So what does it really take to build a venture capital firm that founders, actually want to partner with? We're going to dig into the story of 16 VC. They're a firm that kind of flipped the whole VC model on its head, deciding to put in real, hands-on work before they even thought about raising a single dollar of institutional money. Right here, this quote, it pretty much tells you everything you need to know about their philosophy. You see, in a world that's all about hype and flashy headlines, their whole game plan is simple. Prove your value through the work itself. This isn't just some catchy motto. It's literally the blueprint for their entire journey. All right, to really get what 16 VC is all about, we have to rewind back to 2022, because they didn't just launch with a huge fund and a big press release. No, they started somewhere way more fundamental. And this is exactly where they started. On one hand, you've got an angel syndicate, right? Pooling money together. But the other side, and this is the part that changes everything, is the venture studio, the hands-on building. They weren't just writing checks. They were co-builders, jumping in with founders when a company was nothing more than a spark of an idea. And listen, when they said hands-on, they really, really meant it. This wasn't about giving some high-level advice from a boardroom. No way. They were deep in the trenches, doing the messy, super important work of building a company. We're talking everything from shaping the product and nailing the design to figuring out how to sell it, hiring the right people, and landing those critical first customers. This quote just nails their whole strategy. It was a very deliberate choice. Let's build trust and a real track record with founders first. They were basically proving their value in the real world before they ever went out to ask big investors for money. It's a model that's built on credibility, not just capital. Okay, so you've proven your model, you've gotten in the trenches, you've built that foundation of trust. So what's next? Well, the only logical step was to scale up. And that brings us to their big evolution in 2025. So you can see the journey right here, from that early studio and syndicate model to a full-blown global venture fund. But the really key shift here, beyond just becoming a fund, was their focus. They doubled down on what they knew best, aiming all their new firepower at a super specific target: founders in AI and enterprise tech. Now, FCA authorization might sound like some boring regulatory stuff, but trust me, it's a total game changer. This isn't just about ticking boxes for compliance. It's about building a fortress of stability. For founders and for investors, it's this huge signal of trust. And it's what unlocks the ability to use serious, long-term institutional money. So they've built the foundation, they've scaled into a fund. What does that actually mean for a founder right now, today? Let's take a look at the ecosystem they've put together and the different ways you can actually work with them. It really boils down to two clear paths. If you're right at the very, very beginning, the studio is there to co-build with you, right from the ground up. But for founders who are already a bit further along, the capital path is there to provide the fuel. It means they can back you with sweat equity, cash equity, or, both. But those two paths, they're not just floating out there on their own. They're the heart of a much bigger journey for founders. Everything is connected. It can start with a fellowship to help develop talent and ideas, then move into the studio to build, an accelerator to grow fast, and then the fund to really scale. It's this complete pipeline designed to support a founder from the very first line of code all the way to their Series A. I mean, building an entire ecosystem like that is pretty ambitious. But you know what? They're not stopping there. So what's next on the horizon? Let's check out their roadmap for 2026 and beyond. You can just feel the momentum here, right? It's clearly speeding up, and there's a pattern. They're scaling every single part of their ecosystem all at once. The fellowship is going global, the fund is putting money to work, and a whole new accelerator is launching. Every single step is a building block toward that huge long-term vision, creating a permanent global institution that exists for one reason, and one reason only: to serve founders. And boom, this one sentence just ties the whole story together. After all the building, all the evolution, their mission is crystal clear. It's laser-focused on who, AI and enterprise founders, and when, from the absolute beginning, day zero. So that whole journey has brought them to right now. They've built the launchpad, and you get the feeling they really, truly believe they're just getting started. And so the whole story ends right back where it all began, with the founder. After laying out this entire vision, they turn the question back to the builders out there. And really, this isn't just a question, it's an open invitation. And it leaves you wondering, are you the one who's going to answer that call?